In a market filled with volatility, it's good to have a sure thing to hold on to, or at least the closest thing to it. Here to talk about three no-brainer stocks to buy and hold long-term is MarketBeat analyst Thomas Hughes. First off, what are some fundamentals you look for in choosing a stock that's good to hold on to long-term that you know is not going to be a problem?
Well, you want to start with the balance sheet. You want it to be healthy and possibly in a fortress condition. You want them to have strong cash flow. You want to see them growing. And to top it off, some capital return helps out a whole lot.
In the current economic conditions we're in, is there such a thing as a sure thing? Is any company have some level of risk with it?
Well, all stocks come with risk. It's impossible to know where the price is going to go from minute to minute or day to day. But you want to look for these strong, fundamentally sound companies because they provide steady returns over the long term, which is critical for buy and hold portfolios.
Should every portfolio have some of these solid stocks that you can hold for many years to come?
Well, I can't say that because I don't know what each portfolio is targeting, but investors that are looking to build their retirement income would do well to focus on some no-brainer stocks.
Well, let's get to your picks, Thomas. Talk about the first company that you are looking at as a no brainer buy and hold long term stock.
Well, that's Cintas. I've been covering Cintas for over 12 years. It hasn't been much of an exciting company, and yet its stock price has increased by quadruple digits while it increases the dividend and buys back shares. The dividend increases have the payment up high triple digits in that time. It really is a no-brainer stock. It's a stock that you could buy when it's moving up or when it's moving down because you know over time it's going to pay you back.
So, Cintas has been around for quite a while, but what exactly does this company do? And is their business model something that seems like it's going to hold long term?
Well, right. The thing about the stocks on this list, and I said this in the article, they've all got these businesses that are really required by the economy and by society, kind of akin to like a dentist or a mortician. Everybody's going to have a cavity now and then, just about, and everybody's going to need to go to the graveyard sooner or later. Likewise, Cintas provides uniform services for a wide range of businesses. These businesses, which include a lot of restaurants and other service industries, don't have the time or the capability to wash their towels and wash their uniforms, so they really require Cintas and their business. And Cintas is adding value by acquiring ancillary businesses. One of the more recent ones that happened a few years ago was Z Medical. Z Medical provides first aid supplies to the very same businesses that Cintas was serving. So that acquisition not only provided Cintas an added growth opportunity, but there was a lot of cross selling opportunities. Z clients that weren't using Cintas are now using Cintas. Cintas clients that weren't using Z are now using Z.
Good partnerships always make for good business, for sure. Well, let's move on to your second stock pick. It's one that my children love, Casey's, known for pizza in the Midwest for sure. But what about this company makes it a no brainer hold?
Well, right, it's got a lot of the same qualities as Cintas. Starting with its business model, it sells gas and snacks. Everybody needs gas for their cars, and when you get the gas, you got to have some snacks. Today, Casey's is also benefiting from a downward shift in consumer habits. It sells some pretty good values in food and prepared foods, and that's been seen in their results. But we have a fundamentally strong company. It's growing organically and through acquisitions. It's got a fortress balance sheet. It's able to self-fund its growth. Cash flow is robust and sustains capital return, which includes dividends and share buybacks, which is part of the whole investment thesis. If you look at the chart, it's very similar to Cintas. The stock price is up triple digits and trending upward over the very long term. Any dips in the price action have turned out to be very good buying opportunities.
Gas and snacks aren't going anywhere anytime soon, so we're going to need this company for a while. But there are a lot of gas and snack providers out there, a lot of competitors. What about Casey's business model really sets this stock apart?
Well, Casey's is doing the same thing that Cintas has done and is doing, and that is consolidating a highly fractured market. There's lots of gas stations, but there are very few large gas station chains. Casey's is buying gas stations in critical corridors and critical locations, which is fueling its growth and widening its margin.
That's a solid second no-brainer pick to buy and hold forever. But let's go on to your final pick. This company may be a little less known than others.
Yeah, Shopify, I wouldn't put it quite in the same category as Cintas and Casey's. It is a must-need, must-have service for small business and even large businesses because it provides a digital footprint. It helps them with their e-commerce and with cross-border sales. Shopify right now is growing at a high double-digit pace. It's not yet returning capital, but its balance sheet is a fortress. So I would expect to see capital returns come in time. So right now, what we're looking at is an outperforming growth story that's got its stock price in a reversal with an expectation for some capital return to come in time, which will be a very great catalyst for its share price.
And this stock seems like a little bit a lower point of entry than the other picks that you mentioned.
Right. Shopify really got a boost during the pandemic because of the whole e-commerce craze. Its valuation has come down since then, but the real takeaway is that it has continued to outperform consensus even while its price targets were coming down. So now it's set up to have a pretty nice rebound, and that's being fueled by recent results, which show it outperforming and growing and raising guidance.
Do you see this company and their business plan really lasting long term, much like the gas or the needs for businesses like Cintas has? Does this company have a business plan that is really a long term plan?
Yes, it does. And you have to think about the internet and e-commerce. The internet's not going anywhere. It's only becoming more entrenched in our lives. E-commerce is the same way. Businesses that want to compete and stay relevant today have to have e-commerce, and their go-to source is Shopify.
These are some great no brainer picks for our viewers to look at. Thanks for diving in and sharing some more about these stocks. Thanks for joining us here on MarketBeat Media. Stick with us for more info on all the stocks in your portfolio. And as always, happy investing.